Today I'd like to read from Psalm 62, verses 5 through 7. For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. On God rests my salvation, my glory, my mighty rock, my refuge is God. If there is anything I know about myself, it is that I am a person of action. The idea of waiting on someone else to get things done had to be a learned trait. I would say to myself, I'll just do it myself. Then I know it's done. You see, trusting others, especially when it would affect me, my personal status or my reputation, or just getting things done, was a hard lesson to learn, especially as one who led others. Frankly, in one way or another, we are all like that. We look at trust as something that is earned when it comes to others. But then we often translate that fleshly self-reliance and lack of trust to our relationship with God, who is not only fully trustworthy, but absolutely faithful. So for the natural man, the unbeliever, he or she doesn't trust in God, but relies on a system of self-effort, reliance on religious activity or perceived self-virtue or effort. And then for the believer, there is often a disconnect from how we were saved by faith apart from works to a tendency towards self-reliance and performance in our daily walk that we are often unaware we are practicing. So for those of us who are self-starters, the message of Psalm 62, it's really a hard one to learn. As the flesh gets in the way, listen again to that first phrase. For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. I can hear the psalmist rebuking himself. Be quiet and wait. This runs contrary to the flesh. It is not the position of trust or a walk of faith. And no matter how much we tell ourselves otherwise, the corrective words from Psalm 62 literally shout out a different message. Our problem is that we have had too much practice trusting in ourselves and telling ourselves otherwise that we are walking in faith, when in reality, it's just self-reliance. What we need to do is to rely on the grace of God to be quiet and wait in the first place. And what is interesting here is that this quiet waiting on the Lord spoken of here in our text in the Hebrew indicates this is an indefinite period. In other words, we don't get to set the timer. You see, if our faith to trust in Christ in salvation is a gift of God, our trust in his grace to be quiet and wait on him is also. The whole of the Bible-believing Christian's walk is by faith. It is an active trust in the providence of God and his personal care and concern for us. And so the psalmist concludes in Psalm 62, verses 5 through 7, for my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. On God rests my salvation and my glory. My mighty rock, my refuge is God. He is our source of safety, our rock, the source of deliverance, our salvation, the source of our reputation and self-esteem, our glory, and the source of our security, our fortress and refuge. The point is significant. All that we are and do or hope to be rests in the hands and in his grace. This is what it means to walk by faith. And so we read in Hebrews 11, verse 6, "And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him."